So good to have you here.
It's good to be here.
So let's get something out of the way right off the bat. Everyone knows Shell as an oil and gas company, and your CEO has even recently doubled down on that. So why is Shell involved in discussions about clean energy and renewables?
Thank you. So Shell is an energy company.
Okay.
Fundamentally, we are an energy company. And our purpose and our strategy remain very much intact. We power progress together by providing more and cleaner energy solutions. Why? Energy matters. There's a growing appetite for energy. It's in tremendous demand through population growth, through improvements in quality of life. But we also have an obligation to ensure that the Earth is fit for life. So we are dedicated to the notion of the 1.5 degrees C, and we want to do what we can to contribute to that. So it is about energy, and we recognize fundamentally that no single energy source is the solution. It is an all of the above approach. That's absolutely fundamental, and it's imperative that we understand that and we lean into that. Our aim is to make sure that energy is available in an affordable, reliable, and accessible way. Now, to your question, why green energy? The power sector is poised to be the fastest growing sector of the energy landscape. And it is far and away the easiest to decarbonize through renewables, whether that's onshore or offshore wind, whether it's solar, by leveraging battery energy storage. We are committed to net zero. And we said our aim is to be net zero by 2050 or sooner. And that's scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3 emissions. Scope 3 in particular focuses on our customers. And the way we reduce our carbon intensity of the solutions that we offer to our customers is by offering clean energy solutions. So we serve our customers today, and we are preparing for the energy systems of tomorrow.
Got it. Well, let's turn to Virginia. And we're talking about competition and retail choice, and there's a lot wrapped up in that. Can you tell me what you mean by those terms and why it's important for Virginians to consider this?
Sure. So let's start with retail. What do I mean when I say retail? When a customer buys energy for consumption at a site, that is typically a retail transaction. Whether we're talking about a commercial building, whether we're talking about an industrial complex, whether we're talking about a home, when you buy for consumption, it is a retail transaction. When we talk about wholesale transactions, we're typically talking about the purchase of energy for resale, and those are typically done in very, very large quantities. Now, retail choice. That implies that as a consumer, I have the opportunity to decide who is supplying that energy to me. Now, that implies competition. It implies that suppliers are out there thinking about, now, how do I differentiate myself? And that differentiation may be in, I'm offering a solution that's unique. It's an interesting service that I'm providing. It may be that I'm appealing to a value set that that customer has, or it may simply be that I'm offering a better price. Yeah? So what is the source of differentiated? It can vary. But the point is, we are competing for that customer's business. And to be clear, I think it's imperative that we understand that investor-owned utilities do a fantastic job of providing energy today. It's reliable, it's secure. That isn't the issue. The issue is competition makes us all better. And that's why we focus on that as an approach. It is absolutely, from our perspective, imperative that we offer choice. And in particular, I think about offering that choice in a limited way, and we'll probably delve into that a bit more in a moment.
Okay, so maybe a bit more general right now. In your opinion, what's the biggest challenge and opportunity Virginia faces in the power sector, and what can Virginians do to address that?
Yeah. So I think perhaps the biggest challenge that you face today in Virginia is that load growth is dramatic. It's increasing at more than 5% annually. That's a big deal, because that means investment is required. And non-trivial investment. When I talk about investment, I mean investments in infrastructure like transmission and distribution and generation as well. So we can talk philosophically about, is choice good or is it not good? But let's talk practically about, what does it take to solve the challenge? What does it take to solve the problem? It takes investment. And no single company, no single NGO, no single government is going to resolve this challenge alone. So what do companies like Shell bring? We bring investment, the opportunity to invest. We bring a source of energy and financing that allows for the growth of that generation platform. Now, what does it take for me to want to do that? For me personally, it takes the opportunity to actually serve my customers directly. I like having that relationship. It's important to me that I have that relationship with my customers, but we bring investment. And through offering choice and competition, you will bring more folk into this space, into the Commonwealth, who are prepared to invest to actually allow for the expansion of opportunity, the economic growth of opportunity in the Commonwealth, in Virginia. That's why we focus on this practically, not philosophically. What can we bring? We can bring resources.
So why renewables? And you spoke to this a bit previously in your earlier question, but if what Virginia needs is more power, why, like how do renewables factor into that?
Yeah. So our aim is affordable, accessible, resilient, robust energy. And as I said a moment ago, it's imperative that we consider all of the above. There is no silver bullet. We need all of the above. But we're talking about energy and decarbonization. So renewables are clean, our source of clean energy. And that's fundamentally why we talk about renewables. As I said, from our perspective, from a Shell perspective, we say, look, this is a way for us to reduce the intensity of our offerings. It's a way to provide energy that is right for the Commonwealth and that is clean, that helps to achieve the Virginia Clean Economy Act. Renewable generation, storage, and renewable portfolio extent. This helps to address those concerns. So that's really why we're talking renewables. Now, again, I recognize, and you heard Glenn previously state, the director state previously, the wind does not constantly blow, the sun doesn't always shine, and as a consequence, renewables alone are not the solution. You need to have other resources as well. You need to have battery energy storage. You need to have dispatchable solutions. You need to have small modular reactors. You need to have all of these things because it's a portfolio of solutions that really delivers the outcome. When I think about my business broadly, I often ask myself, if I want to provide a particular offering to a customer, what does it take to do that? And I say, well, I might need X amount of wind, I might need Y amount of solar, I need Z amount of storage, I need a little bit of gas-fired generation, and this portfolio allows me to offer a specific solution to that specific customer. So renewables are part of that portfolio.
And currently, what would you say the state of play in Virginia is?
Well, I think Virginians want choice. And today the reality is that while there is some access to choice, it is very restricted. Legislatively, regulatorily, it is very, very restricted. So in the ideal world, we say, look, we're going to offer you more solutions, we're going to offer you resource, we're going to offer investment, and we're going to offer you choice. And again, I go back to, we have to be thoughtful about how we do that choice, right? We have to be thoughtful in the following sense. The reality is that the investor-owned utilities, they have resources that are deployed. We want to avoid stranded costs. We have to think about how do you transition in a way that's intelligent, and how do you do it in a way that is productive. We think that everybody in the system, all players in the systems, can be winners. For instance, if more of the resource of the investor-owned utilities goes into distribution and into transmission, it creates space for generators to come in. So it's a solution where everyone plays, and I think that's really, really critical. We're thinking about how do we create winners for everyone, including, obviously, the citizens of the community here in the Commonwealth. The last thing I would say is that because of the growth that we anticipate, we know that prices are likely accordingly to go up if there isn't a specific solution to it. And I learned only yesterday, it was interesting to learn that there are certain industrials who are saying, I'm looking to leave because I expect prices will be higher in future than they are today. And that's not the outcome that anyone wants. We want expansion, we want growth, and therefore we need investment.
Well, Glenn, we're out of time. We'll leave it there. Thank you so much to you and Shell for joining us and sponsoring today's event.
Thank you.
Awesome.